Hey Keith, how you doing?
You know how I'm doing, sir.
I hope
You're,
I
you're,
I hope I didn't tie up your phone too much today.
you're the cause of that, sir. I was telling Anita while we were waiting for you to come on. I mean, I honestly got scared, man. The calls and the texts were coming in so fast that I couldn't get to them. That's crazy. You made me feel like I had been working in a dinosaur age the last 8 months, man. Going out trying to get people to fill out an online form. I said, my God, man, those days are over.
You don't mind, Keith, if I use your account tonight as a demo?
No, not at all. Be my guest, sir. You can see I've been working in there, huh?
I can see that. I
I
tell
don't
you,
I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'm still working.
you're taking up all the bandwidth, but that's a good
Oh,
thing. It's whose team is going to take up the bandwidth of our system.
well, we'll make sure that that's us.
So let's see here. I would share my screen right away. Now, please excuse my desktop. It looks like a college dorm room right now. It's horrible. I think I hear Benny. I think I hear Dr. Benny over there.
Yes, sir, I'm here. I got to laugh at that one
I knew it.
because mine does too. I have to clean it off about every 3 days.
I'm looking for the thing that we did today that made your phone ring off the hook.
Uh-oh.
I was actually pretty impressed. I was looking at the caller reports. It looked pretty good.
Oh, man. Insane on this end. I mean, they were leaving voicemail messages, Joel. That's what that reminds me of? That's old school marketing when we used to run the USA Today ads.
That's right.
Folks would call it your toll-free voicemail message, and then they'd leave you a message or call you. Except you guys are doing it with technology. I mean, it's come full circle. It's absolutely brilliant.
Well, you have to have passionate people at the end who believe in their product to make it happen, because those calls could go to somebody who's just a bump on the log.
No, I agree, and that's what folks have to understand. I mean, these are people, and you know it as well as I do, the hardest problem, especially today, in networking with the internet becoming a crutch, for so many people, where folks are led to believe it. It's not necessarily their fault, but they're led to believe that if they can just generate leads online, everything else is going to take care of itself. Network marketing was never designed to be a business built that way. The internet's a tool, and you've got to get folks to understand it's about connecting and creating relationships, and you guys just gave us an incredible tool to do that with.
Well, thank you very much. And, it's come from a collection of, experiences and relationships of people, because, I'm not an inventor. I'm an aggregator. People like Jamie Delaney, people like Dr. Benny Morris, people from all walks of life that have all these great experiences to put into one big bowl of MLM gumbo. How's that? Well, I'd say let's get started, but I think we've already gotten started. We're broadcasting, and everybody's hearing what we're talking about here, and there's nothing scripted. So, everything's off the cuff, and tonight, that's what it's about. There is no presentation tonight. We're not here to sell AdPlotter or sell O2 worldwide. You should already believe in what you have, and now it's a matter of going out to the world and sharing the excitement of what you have. Tonight, I'm going to go through some mechanic stuff, nothing difficult. I want everybody to feel so relieved, because you come to the doctor today and you thought that you were going to have a procedure done, and us guys know at the age of 40 and 50, and the doctor said, you know what, we got another way to do it. We just use an x-ray. No need to take your clothes off. Okay, I know that's crazy, but that's how I want people to feel with marketing, with the internet, because technology scares people so much. My parents, I tried to show my parents the other day how to use OfferUp, and it was a scary experience. But at the end of the day, it's how you show people how to do it that they feel like they can do it. And once they do it, they're hooked on it. And I'm a big believer in showing people, empowering people to use the tools and a lot of the free stuff that's out there to generate quality leads. And why is that? I had to build my downline when I was in network marketing on cheap stuff. Okay, I had to find the freebies out there to build my business, because I was one of those guys who couldn't afford to buy leads. Until I could build my business using the lay of the land, if you will, I had to do that, and I taught my people how to do that. To give a little background on how this system came about, how our particular recipe of marketing gumbo came together, was through experiences. It was through necessity, and I always have the person in mind who's at the back of the room at the convention, who could barely afford to get there, who's struggling, who has the dream of someday being at least somewhere close to the stage, and not so much to be for an egotistical thing, but so that they can change their life. They can make enough money to maybe supplement what they have, because we know that sometimes it comes down to luck, but a lot of times it comes down to persistence, and everybody has a different level of persistence. You always see these videos where people have before and afters, and some of them are in incredible shape afterwards, and then some, you look at them and you say, well, you're a heck of a lot better than you were. So everybody's got a different level of success. My system is a collection of experiences, and it's about getting people to get comfortable with using the free systems out there, and in this case, getting comfortable somewhat with technology. And even that word scares some people, so maybe I shouldn't use that. But what I'm going to show you is really nothing more than what you already do every day. Most people use Facebook. Most people, if you're on a computer, you use email. And if you know how to copy and paste, you could pretty much do the system. Tonight, we're going to share the AdPlotter side of it. You brought up a great point, Keith, and you shared this with me earlier, and I'm so glad it was one of the things you brought up, and that was setting proper expectations. We are not a silver bullet of anything. I am not the guru of everything. I'll say that right from the very beginning. I know there's gurus out there, and I've got my flaws, and I've got, there's things I don't know. I'm learning all the time. We've got something that we've made that we believe is simple, and that it's going to grow and progress. And it does generate results, but it's going to generate results for the people who are the most consistent. And being consistent is the most important part of this system. It's not how much money you spend, it's where you spend your time using the system. And, of course, plugging into the people in your upline who have the experience, who want to share that experience with you and want to help you become a better network marketer, a better business person. And I can certainly tell you, everybody in this line, you have got an incredible leadership here. During the day while you're working or you're doing whatever you do, these incredible people, Anita Rawls, Dr. Brad Hensley, and he's busy. That guy is cracking backs all the time. They are working for you. We've been building, a bunch of ads that we're going to share with you this evening. And every day we're working to make the system better for you. Tonight it's about mechanics. I want you to be motivated to do the things I'm going to share with you, to take it step by step and never feel intimidated. Always feel like you can reach out to somebody. We are certainly here for you. Ephraim, are you there? Ephraim, you hear that voice? That is the voice of safety. That is a guy right there who's been with me for 13 years, one of our top account managers, and he's here to help you. We're all here to help you. We work for you. And Ephraim has done an amazing job writing some of the scripts, the audio scripts that you're hearing. I'm going to have him come on, talk to you a little bit about his perspective from dealing with people in all walks of life through this industry and our system. So I just want to make sure your mic was hot there, Ephraim. We're good. Introduction to Kickstart Training. My name is Joel Sauceda. I'm just a barely made it through high school guy. Couldn't make it into college, but made it into Domino College of MLM and met a lot of great people along the way. Very blessed, very humble, and just excited to be here. So enough about me. AdPlotter office tour. So let's take a little tour of AdPlotter. Okay, for you all who are brand new, this is AdPlotter. Okay, this is your back office of AdPlotter. Within this back office is a lot of information, but I'm going to make it very simple. So let's go down this left wing of your office. You're going to see your name up there, and you're going to see your 800 number, and you're going to see your extension. I would memorize those. It's good to memorize these because it saves you sometimes from having to flip pages or pull something out to look for it. And this text code is going to be another great marketing weapon for you. Okay? So then you've got My Account. In your account section, this is a great place to go and change your email address if you'd like to change the email where notifications from all these classified sites are going to. And you've probably gotten bombarded with emails if you didn't change this, and my apologies. I did put it in one of our recordings, but I probably should have stressed it a little bit more. But whenever you post to the classifieds through our back office, through our system that I'm going to show you, all the notifications go to this email that you have back there. So you might want to change that if you don't want to get a bunch of emails. And all they are notifications saying your email did post to that site. And then you can change all the other information back here, your passcode, et cetera. I won't change it. The next thing that you have here is the refer form, pay no more. This is a great way to get your account free. You refer 4 people to the system. You click on this. It's going to show you your referrals real time right here. If I clicked on that, you can copy your link, share it with people. And believe it or not, when people know they have a way to build their business, they'll choose you over somebody in the company, in the same company, because your system looks more friendly to them than others. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Okay, so now we have, this is your control board here, and we're constantly adding things here, but tonight I'm going to go through a few of these steps, and so let me jump back here real quick. Okay, so we got a back office tour. Little introduction to the 800 line. The 800 number that you see, it's 24-hour recorded information, and we worked together with Dr. Brad and with Keith and with Anita to come up with a great script, and it's a 24-hour recorded audio script. People call it, they listen to it, and within an eighth of a second, their cell phone number, their number, their landline or cell number is either texted or emailed to you instantly, usually within 5 minutes. And even if they're calling from a blocked or an unlisted number. And that's a really cool thing, because like today, Keith, you were getting a bunch of calls, right? Or different texts?
Yeah, absolutely. You actually text me or you messaged me on Facebook at 3:15 and told me, that was Central Time, you told me to brace myself that you were running a small test campaign, and I left home about 4:30 to run an errand, and I had my mobile phone in my side pocket, so I couldn't get to it while I was driving, and then all of a sudden I started getting all these texts, and then I started getting phone calls, and then I started getting bings, or the pings that I was getting voicemails, and I was wondering what in the heck was going on, because I couldn't look at my phone, and it wasn't until I got back home and realized what was happening, and that was your campaign. So yeah.
Well, and see, that works the same whether we run the campaign or if you get a lead from running a campaign through the AdPlotter back office.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what it looks like. Whenever you get a text alert, like as I said, we capture every single number that calls your 800 number. Don't ask me how that works, because it's pretty incredible if you ask me, because I love this for warm market, because if you were to send this 800 number in a text to a bunch of friends and say, hey, give this a call, listen to this, and tell me what you think. And if they say, and if you talk to them, they say, oh, it was great, but you didn't get a text notification that they called, you know they didn't call.
Quick question for you, Joel, before we go on, because this has come up a few times, and I don't know if this was just a glitch in the system. When someone enrolls or registers with AdPlotter,
Sir?
is their personal 800 number and text to those codes, are they automatically assigned with our custom voicemail, or is there a waiting period for that?
That's a great question. Everybody gets an email when they first join within a minute or so, and sometimes they go to spam. That's unfortunate. We find a lot of them end up in spam with different email providers, but we do tell you that within 24 hours, it takes about 24 hours, sometimes less, for us to connect the notification of your cell phone to the actual 800. And so it's not instant. We're working towards that. Right now, it's an average of about 12 hours, and we make that connection.
So you would recommend that folks do not start placing or posting ads until they get that email notification from your staff. Is that correct?
I would recommend they don't start posting ads until they've called and tested the number, which will appear in their back office right here, like here.
Mm-hmm.
It will appear here within about 5 minutes of them joining.
Okay.
Okay. And what I would recommend from the start is for them to actually call the number, hit the extension, and just test the number. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they can text the code, text, in this case, text 24989. Everybody has a unique code, and it
Mhm.
should return a text, okay, to them
Mhm.
because they're texting it in. But the number is not going to be the direct connect. In other words, when people call this 800 number on an ad, the listener has the option at the end of either of direct connecting, because it says, if you'd like to connect with somebody right now, press 0. Um, if they call this and press 0 when they first get this number, it's not going to direct connect to them yet. It
Got it.
takes 12 to 24 hours, usually less. So, but your number is assigned. Now, if they were to start advertising, our system will still capture those numbers. So what I've noticed, Keith, is a lot of the people that join you have people who are go-getters
Mhm.
because we've noticed in the system that there are a lot of ads being placed
Mhm.
from your team, which is a great thing. We encourage that. So even if they start posting ads, our system's still going to capture those leads, those people calling.
Okay.
But I understand it's more effective though when their cell phone number or their email is connected to this because they're going to want to get those notifications right away.
Mhm.
And by the way, those notifications that you got today, for example, in the campaign that we ran, that campaign, you got text like this that said an alert, and it gave you a regular number.
Mhm.
Okay, so if even if you didn't get a direct call from them, it is really imperative that you either text or call them because they took the time to dial the number, the 800 number,
Mhm.
and they may have listened to the message and maybe they didn't like the way it sounded. Maybe they couldn't hear it that well. Maybe they're at Starbucks and their order came up and they had to turn their phone off. Who knows? But this is a unique direct response lead. So you're going to have different types of leads. You're going to have the ones that call and listen to it and call you and press 0 at the end and say, I want to talk to somebody. And I think
Mhm.
you had a few like that today.
I did.
And then you're going to have some that call and they hang up and you never hear from them. So you want to take that number and you want to send them a text or a call.
Mhm.
And you want to say, hey, you called my 24-hour information line, just checking in, see what you thought, or however you guys are the pros at that. I would actually look up to you to give me advice on that.
Yeah, the bottom line is respond to all the texts that you get, whether you do a personal call or a reply text. Just respond to them.
That's correct.
Yeah,
That's correct.
yeah, we can
So
teach that.
that's very key. And
Mhm.
here's the other thing. Now, whenever somebody calls the 800 line and they press your extension, they automatically receive an automatic text back for every caller, even if they don't listen to the entire message.
Mhm.
So I believe we put your link on there that takes them to your site and shows
Right.
the video. So I believe today you told me that somebody called and they had actually watched the video and they called you or they texted you afterward.
Right. They watched the video and then she actually ended up texting me twice. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, fantastic. And so, again, network marketing or any business is about building relationships. So, if you're just friendly with them, you believe in what you have, and you come across from a position of strength, you're gonna do something. And it's great because in this world of texting, it's not like the old days, Keith, when I had to go meet somebody at Denny's. it was
Absolutely.
it was bad food and bad meetings a lot of times. Trust me.
Here's what we tell folks, Joel, especially now that we've got a tool like this. And once again, I'll go back to the old days, which quite frankly was much easier to talk to people back then because when someone would dial your toll-free number from an offline ad, there was no internet, and they'd leave you a message, or even if they hung up and didn't leave a message, but they'd listened to your recording, we'd always follow up with them because we knew the interest was there. We just had to find out, how strong of the interest, how strong of an interest they had.
Right.
And that's the same thing you've got here. Some are going to be stronger than others, but bottom line, you don't know until you pick up the phone and call or text them for that matter. We didn't have text back then. So it's just having the tool there and then being able to respond to them. And I mean, you know what you're dealing with. It's somebody that actually saw your ad. They took the time to dial the number. So they're already qualifying themselves, and it's just a matter of how far do they go in the qualification process.
Keith, I think there's a misconception out there, and we always find out later after they've gone through and they realize what we have. People look at our 800 numbers and they think it's just like any other old 800 number from the past, where we'd have these recorded lines and people would call. And, there's so much more to this. There's so many more what we call analytics connected to these 800 numbers. And the sheer fact that we've now combined, recorded message with automatic SMS text response and tracking.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like Google's biggest nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
You've done AdWords before. I know I think we shared you did some lead generation through AdWords. And when people, click on a link through Google, Google's going to charge you. When people click on an 800 link, which a lot of times in these ads it shows up on the ad, and we'll cover that as a link, and then when they click on it, it dials. Well, an eighth of a second is a very short period of time. So within that period of time, you're capturing their number from wherever they're calling. And if I was to click on it on a computer using Skype, it'll actually capture that as well.
Joel, can I come in for a minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to share a thought with everybody on the call. In the interim of getting your 800 number with your extension, I know that once you get your number, you get used to dialing that number and calling that number and either pressing 1 or 0. Please allow for the prompt to give you the directive to do that, because I know that I've had a couple of times where I've been communicated that it's not working, or you're being told that it's incorrect number. It's just a matter of waiting for the prompt to happen. But the most important thing is, while you're waiting for your number, is please, if you have a chance, go through the tips and the tutorials that are available. There's a link there. There's 4 videos. It's less than 30 minutes, and then you've got your quick start guide. But if you look at the tips and the tutorials, that is going to walk you through the whole process of looking at your pre-made ads, your HTML ads, the how-to webinar, and that is actually almost the same thing as your marketing quick start guide. And the reason I'm sharing this is because once you look at these videos, you're going to get a full understanding of what AdPlotter does, but then your mind is going to start thinking, okay, wait a minute, I've got an 800 number with an extension. I'll give you an example. I've got a customer in Dallas. He went and he bought a magnet for his car. I paid $24. Now he's got a magnet on his car with his 800 number and his extension. And then he went and he bought some flyers, and he focused on 2 different locations to drop all these flyers. I think he spent like $30 altogether. And out of that effort that he got, he picked up 7 customers. So in itself, it paid. So the thing is, once you go through these tips and tutorials, you'll listen to the information. It'll come very familiar, but then you're going to start thinking outside the box and going, okay, how else can I make this work for you? The tools are there. Listen to them, watch them, and believe me, the ideas are never going to stop.
That's a great add-on there. I really love that, because, you have a lot of flexibility with this 800 number. Don't look at it in terms of just using it on the internet. Look at it as, how can you use sizzle cards? I have a guy who had some stickers made. He puts them in bathroom stalls, and he puts them in front of urinals of all places. He gets results. I mean, he's very excited about it. It's probably not where I would want to market, but people put them on gas pumps, they put them on car magnets, etc. So all the old school, what they would call ways of marketing, they still work, guys. People still buy billboards, and people still wrap cars with information. So you guys have a very powerful product and a very powerful opportunity. We do. So why not promote it everywhere we can? I'm actually going to take you through Ad Creator, okay? And it's so simple. So let's jump in here to Keith's back office here. And you're going to go to Create My Ad. Once you've gone to Create My Ad, you're going to click on Business Opportunity. And you're going to select O2 Worldwide. Here we are, right here. So now you're going to notice your 800 number is already there, and you can leave it there in the title. We're going to do what I call a quick ad, okay? This takes about 1 minute or less. So there's nothing you have to change. All you're going to do is click on choose a pre-made ad. Then you're going to see your info right there. We did this so you wouldn't have to retype it. But if you wanted to add something here, you could. I wouldn't put this in an ad. I just want to show you how this works. So, boom. Okay, so now you're going to see the ads that we've made, and we've added some more. I believe we'll probably, by the end of this month, we'll probably have about 30 to 40 new ads for you guys.
And those
So
are
here
all
we go. You've got a choice of what you're going to post. You're going to notice that it automatically puts your information in there. One of my favorites is right here. This one's cool. I think this is a fantastic market. In fact, somebody please get my parents involved. I need to get them involved, right? So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to click I'm done, create my photo, and it says your photo's ready to be used. You're going to click use this photo in my ad, and you're done. You don't have to do anything else. You just click save ad, and now it's there. We're working on some really cool things where you can print these and print multiples. Right now, I believe it just prints one image on a piece of paper. You can post to Facebook and all these places. Tonight, I'm going to show you a few different ways to post on Facebook and some of the best ways that you can do that. I'm going to download this image, okay? I'm going to save this image. I'm clicking it. There it is right here. I'm going to drag the image right here. And so it's ready to go for Facebook. And I would create a folder where you can store all these. You don't have to redo them all the time. But now I would go here and I would send this to a couple of people. First name, email. And then I would click this button here, and your ad is now spinning. And it's in a rotation with other business opportunity ads throughout Backpage. But tonight we'll show you how we're going to consolidate this one campaign just for the founders within O2 Worldwide. We'll talk about that later. But that's how simple it is to push that ad to Backpage. And you're done. And if you were to have done a description in the ad, you could press this button. It's not going to allow me to do it because I didn't put a description or title or description, which takes a little more time, maybe another minute. But if you do that, it's going to push it to some classified sites. We've got about 200 classified sites. They're not high traffic sites, okay? I want to set proper expectations. But there's sites that are out there that have been seasoned, and over time they can give you some good search engine optimization, etc. Facebook, Twitter. So now let me show you how to post a couple of ways to post to Facebook.
Hey, Joel, can I stop you just 1 second?
Sure.
Okay, because this was something that we needed clarity on, and hopefully you can give it to us. Back to the spinner.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it says in the video tutorials that we can spin an ad every 72 hours. So let's say, hypothetically, someone is 14 days in, and they've created, if they're creating one ad a day or two ads a day, let's say by the end of 14 days, they've got 30 ads. But as they're doing that, let's say on day 4, okay, that very first ad that they did up on day 1, it's no longer spinning, but I'm going to spin my ad that I'm creating on day 4. Can I now go back and also respin the ad from day 1?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you know what we do with the ads in the spinner, we like to clear out the cache every so often, if you will. Otherwise, it would become just way too, it'd be too saturated. So we clear them out once they reach a certain number because we want people to get fresh content. But yes, once you've built them, they're there for you to spin. You can go, like right here, I could push this, and this one's out. It's gone.
Got it. Got it.
So yeah, there's no limit to the number of ads that you can create each day. And I just showed you how to do the pre-made ads. Now, keep in mind, there are other, there's other companies that we have ads for. So for example, let's say you were to look around. Let's say you went to, one of these other ones. Let's just choose any of these. Let's see. Let me just think here. Let's think of let's just say Rodan and Fields, for example. And you were just kind of browsing the other ads. You can still use these, okay? Now this ad might still work for, this might work for O2 Worldwide. Why? Because O2 Worldwide wants entrepreneurs, earn recession-proof income, working at home. You can use this ad if you want. You can use this ad if you want. There's nothing here that says Rodan and Fields, nor does it say O2 Worldwide. So, Rodan and Fields people may use these. You may use theirs. But who's going to be the most persistent? One of my favorites I always say is this one. I just think it's so cool walking out of a helicopter. And And then, so we do these ads for different companies, different individuals, and there's just nothing really exclusive out there. We believe in unless you say, I do want O2 Worldwide logo on it, then of course we'll put it there. We have people in other companies that have names of their team, so we put those on those ads. So I highly recommend, as a team, building your brand, besides the company. I'm a big believer in that. So, Keith, if you all want to put your own kind of brand on these ads, you just let us know. We'll put them there.
Absolutely.
Everybody wants to promote your brand. Let them do it, right?
Absolutely.
So in the Create Your Ad, you can use any company. Of course, we're going to keep adding to the O2 Worldwide, and we added these today. We did this one today, and I believe this one. So we're just going to keep adding more. And we're getting plenty of content. And if you come up with great ideas, send them on up to Anita and Dr. Brad and Keith, and they will submit them to us, and we'd love to add them on here. That's creating a pre-made ad. You have the option also of creating an image ad, your own ad, and it's really simple to do. They have templates here where you can just pretty much just click to draw a photo, and you can pull a photo off of the internet so easily. People always find these success. Let's use Dr. Benny here. There we go. So if I wanted to put Dr. Benny in my ad, I'd say, and we're doing something really cool too that I'll show you. So you can put, you can build your ad here, and once you're done, hit check mark, you say I'm done, and it's going to create a photo ad. It's ready to go. Dr. Benny, you didn't know I was going to do that, did you?
Oh, man, yeah, surprise.
So here we go. I'm going to save the ad, and you're going to see that it does the same thing. The key to success, in my opinion, with the social media end of this is creating something that really gets people sharing it. And some of the most successful ads that I've seen out on the internet are some of these success sayings where people say, haters, about the haters and stuff like that, and they get shared. And at the bottom of that ad, you just put your 800 number on it. That's one of the reasons why we've made some of the ads like we have, and I believe I showed this on the webinar, but I'll show it again. We believe that by doing some funny ads that you would never see from corporate, like here's me, this was me about 2 months ago, and this is me now. These kind of ads are fun. They're promoting what they've got, and corporate would never put anything out there like this. They wouldn't want their name on it, I'm sure. But it could get spread around social media because people will start tagging their friends and all that stuff. And at the end of the day, you want people's curiosity to lead them back to your product.
If you're brand new and you're not that tech savvy and you're limited on time and you have to start with the all of the free resources, the classifieds, the spinner, and even Facebook groups, and we're going to teach our team how to go in and start adding Facebook groups and using some of the other social media. But with that said, if that's where you're starting, and you know that the expectations have to be realistic, that you've got to start putting a lot into the pipeline before you start getting things out. So it may take a week or more before you start getting calls to your mobile phone, and I'm learning that already. But with that being said, without using any of the a la carte services that could jumpstart your business, if you were telling somebody day one to start out, we know how to create a basic ad, we know how to send it to classified sites, we know that we can change the email address so it doesn't clog up their main email address with the notifications they're going to receive. We know how to spin it. We know we can spin it again after 72 hours. With all of that being said, if somebody's starting out day one, okay, what would be the most, and forget what ad you're choosing, but what would be the most effective ad that you think that someone could create in terms of the text that they would use, if that makes sense, and what they would and wouldn't include to really get going. And then on a daily basis, if they only had a half an hour or an hour to commit to their business, what would you recommend that they do every day?
First thing that I would recommend is I would use the 800 number and text code to share with their warm market, because it puts you at a different level above anything else because you're leaning on the 800 number in the recording rather than pitching it yourself. Okay,
Got it.
so I always encourage the warm market, and it's a very it's a very good way to do it without having to make that call. You can simply text. I mean, this is the text that I sent out today, Keith, and I'll just show it right up here on the screen. There's some of the different ads that we did. Yours today was very much, in fact, I could show you exactly what worked. 24-hour recorded info, and then I put your number. That's what people called right there. Everybody has a contact list on their phone. You could send a message sort of like this, but you would put, hey, Joe here, looking for some friends, some people I know to help me expand my product. There's pretty good potential. Check it out. Call my 800. Well, guess what? You're going to find out who of your friends is looking to make extra money, because when they call, you're going to get the text. And so you don't have to bug them after that. You don't have to pursue them. Let the people who are looking for it, let them call that 800 number, and you're going to know within about 5 minutes who called it. And then you can reach out to them, and they're going to be freaked out. You're going to say, hey, you called my number. How do you know? Well, because my technology captures every single number that comes across, even blocked and unlisted numbers, and I recognized your number from the several that have been calling already. But I took the time to call you because you and I are tight. So there's all kinds of ways to spin that, of course, but it's true. I mean, it gives you that information real time, and that's a very big key to it. So that'd be number one. Number two, there's a multitude of sites out there that are free to post. So that takes me to this link here. Within your back office, there's an area called Share and Promote. So if you click Share and Promote, and you go here to HTML ads, don't be afraid now. HTML ads, you're not going to have to do any techie stuff. You're going to select your group, and right here you'll see O2 Worldwide, and you're going to see these ads right here, okay? Now, most people would not have a clue how to build an ad like this, and I know that, but I also know that these are the kind of ads that draw attention and that create calls and leads. But there's no way I could teach people how to build an ad like this, because behind this ad is a bunch of, code, programmer code. So we at AdPlotter, we came up with something that is so simple. So watch this. What you want to do is you want to go to Backpage, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to post an ad on this site, Backpage.com, which, by the way, check this out. They're ranked 366 in the United States alone out of billions of websites, and in the world, 1,063. Now, I know that there's some stuff on Backpage. They've got news and stuff, but let me tell you, there's high traffic on Backpage in the business opportunity section and in the job section. So what part of the world, Keith, would you like me to post an ad for O2 Worldwide?
Let's go to Texas, and let's go to Lubbock. Why not?
Done. Okay, so I go to Backpage.com, and if you've never been to Backpage, you'll be creating an account by posting on it the first time. Okay, and it's free. So I'm going to go to Lubbock, and I'm going to click on Lubbock. I'm going to click right here, post an ad in Lubbock. Then you're going to click, I like posting in the job section, and I'll explain why. And then I go to sales and marketing, and then let's go to Lubbock. Okay, now this is where you've got your canvas ready to go, okay? So now you go back to AdPlotter, and you're in that section that I showed you in the Share and Promote, and it brought you here. Which ad do you want me to post here?
Go down. I want the moms right there. Stay-at-home moms want it. I love that one.
Perfect. Okay, so here, watch this, guys. Could everybody click copy to clipboard?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all you got to do. Copy to clipboard, and you're going to go back to Lubbock, and you're going to right-click, and you're going to go paste. You're done. Oh, you got to come up with a title. I would recommend, if you post in the job section, just a tip. I've been doing this for many, many, many years. You want to make it seem a little jobbish at first, okay? So what I do is I put independent part-time. You'll see that I already have it. Part-time, independent contract, because you're an independent contractor, right? When you join,
That's correct.
join O2 Worldwide.
Yes.
I don't even put the word opportunity. I'll put, because you can change this later. Rate income potential.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now you're going to put a location. I would just put USA, worldwide. And then I've already got your email. Notice how it'll save your email from the last time, because I was playing with this today. You can actually allow emails to go to you, or you can just say, no, I don't want to receive email responses. I'll go ahead and leave it there.
Mm-hmm.
They have no mobile notification. That's optional. I just skip that. And I don't like showing my links to my other postings. Okay? So unclick that. And now you can add a video, but let's just keep it simple. Let's add an image. Remember how we saved that image before down to my computer?
Mm-hmm.
We'll just use that image. So I think it was, there we go. We'll put the senior citizens there.
Mm-hmm.
And then just skip all this, because this costs money. I mean, 25 cents if you want to, I'll tell you, I generated over 100 leads in less than 3 days on Backpage, doing an ad that was nationwide, and I did it for less than $60. I don't make money telling you that. Backpage makes money, but I could show you how to post an ad nationwide that would normally cost you $400, and you'd get it for about $60 to $70 because of where you post it. And Backpage, eventually they move it to business opportunities where you want it to be anyway, and they still only charge you $60 to $70, where everyone else paid $400. So I didn't pay one dime. Okay, wow. I pasted there, and I'm going to hit continue, and I am done. And it is live. It'll take just a second for it to go. Like this one here we posted earlier. There it is right here in Dallas Sales and Marketing. We didn't pay one dime. Now, guys, the beauty of this is most people are looking at these ads on mobile phones, and these are clickable. So if they click this, they dial, they're on. So this was a free ad that we posted, and it's right there. It's still number 2 right here. So this was posted in Dallas. So we've got tutorials that show you how to do this. I would recommend posting no more than 3 ads a day in 3 different areas of the country, and that's it. Don't get greedy. They say pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. So I wouldn't post more, because Backpage has ways of knowing if you're posting too many, and they'll block you.
Just be consistent with it.
Just be consistent. That's it. Guys, that pretty much sums up the ad posting. All kinds of sites out there. ClassifiedAds.com is another site where you can post these HTML ads. Anywhere you see that you can post those HTML ads, you can do that copy and paste that I just showed you, and you don't have to be a programmer. You just copy and paste, and it's done.
We're going to put a list of places where they can post HTML ads in our team's back office, so folks will have that information.
And guys, I know we're going a little long on this webinar. I've got some very special guests I want to introduce you to, because they're folks who they're very consistent in doing this. They're experts in social media and working with it. And just know that in working with this program, as Keith said, it's about being consistent, persistent. And your team has been the most persistent and consistent I've ever seen, because we have analytics that show us how many ads are being posted, Keith. And you all are dominating the rotator, the ad spinner, by the way.
That's a good thing. When we find out what we're doing, we'll be dangerous.
And you've only been doing this a week, so that's really awesome. So I'd like to introduce. I got a couple of folks here on the line I'd like to make introduction to, because they're going to be working with us in really improving the ads that we create and the delivery, etc. So I'd like to bring onto the line all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, best-selling author. He's been with Brian Tracy on TV and done all kinds of things. I could watch his videos for hours, but we've been working together now for almost the last 8 months in refining this program, all the way from when we started this program and had a lot of bugs to work out to where we are today. And I'd like to introduce him, Benny Morris out of Nashville, Tennessee. Benny, are you there?
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here, and I'm really excited to be a part of this call. And, first of all, I just want to say to the participants here, take a deep breath. Joel is exciting. He moves fast. and he gets me excited. And I know you might be in just a little bit of overwhelm because of all the moving parts here. I've been in the network marketing industry for 25 years. I've been a top money earner at 3 different companies. In the last 7 years, I've been an industry advocate. I decided to, what I love is being in the personal development business. Back in the late 90s, I had the #1 Anthony Robbins franchise. I worked with Brian Tracy, Michael E. Gerber. Brian endorsed my last book. And, you know, I'm not saying that to brag, but I've been around the block, and the personal development is my passion. And what I really decided that what I wanted to do is to help people be an industry advocate and help people in different network marketing companies. So I work with different network marketing companies. I speak at events at different conventions, and I've worked with some of the top money earners. One of my top client was a $600,000 money earner, a coaching client of mine in a network marketing company. And you might say, well, why would somebody be seeking coaching making $600,000 a year? Well, he got stuck. And I've had several of those that are in the $300,000, $240,000 range that I work with, because they get to the place where they're trying to break through that next level, and they just can't find a way to do it. And first of all, let me just put this right up front, because I live by this, is that you can't ever stop the basics, the fundamentals. Warm market, having home parties, hotel meetings, talking to people at every opportune moment when you're out stirring around. Don't ever stop that. But one of the things that's changed in my tenure in this industry is that, I realized about 9 years ago, I decided to get into email marketing, list building, list publishing business, and I had a great run with that. Nothing to do with network marketing for a few years, and that's one of the things that brought me to getting involved with teaching people about different sources, because one of the things that I hear so much from people that buy my coaching programs online that I work with is that, I don't have enough people to talk to. I hear from network marketers all the time. I'm in the NFL club, no friends left. I've made a few bad decisions that didn't work out. I didn't know what I'm doing. How can I do better? And I've created programs to help people. I created a program called socialmaxer.com. It's a Facebook program. It teaches people how to get 10 leads a day on Facebook for free. And I've created a Craigslist program. I've done all these things, but I met Joel back in the spring through a mutual friend that we both known over 20 years. I don't know how we missed each other and all this, and he laid this out to me, and I was just taken back. I just said, oh my goodness, this is amazing what you're doing here. And I got involved in him in a lot of testing and different things that he was doing in the development of this program that you've been in front of here. And it's just, I can tell you, if you want your phone to ring, I mean, he can literally, he really put me in a place where my phone was ringing 70 times a day. And I'm calling, I'm working leads, because I said, man, I want to get in the trenches. I want to experience this. I want to feel it. And he made a believer out of me that what he says and what he's putting up here is real. It absolutely 1,000%, I'll put my reputation on it, works. And it's of total integrity, and there's no risk involved in being a part of this. And, it's a big stretch for a lot of people in network marketing. If you have been, especially if you've been around the block for a while like we have, and you're in a traditional network marketing, but things are different now. The old school stuff is important, and it's so important, but if you really want to step up and where we're at with the social media and what's going on with building a brand and building websites, and that's really what I specialize in helping people create their own website, create their brand, build a list and build a brand with a list of people. And so when Joel was talking to me about what he's doing here, I was just going, man, this is amazing, because it just dovetails so perfectly in what I do, because what I'm teaching network marketers do is not just try to knock around out there and do it on your own prospecting. Build a brand, make a presence, get a website, and drive people to pages and opportunities to know you and meet you and grow with you. And with what he's created here and his team is just phenomenal. It's the next millennium. It's the next wave, and there's nothing out there like it. I can tell you right now, I'm on the internet every day. I own an email publishing business. I sell solo ads. We send that somewhere between 600,000 and 700,000 emails a day in the affiliate marketing, network marketing. I sell tons of traffic to network marketers who want to drive people to their squeeze page. This is like, it's just the most amazing thing I've ever seen, because it all boils down to exposure. We all know that, being on the line here, it's exposure, and it's speed and exposure, but it's more than that, because I don't know how much y'all caught it, but I caught it being a professional, to have somebody to put you in a platform for this small amount of money per month, to be able to create those beautiful professional HTML ads. Let me tell you, I've spent a lot of money and paid a staff to create that kind of stuff, and it's not inexpensive. And to just have the unlimited supply of those gorgeous ads and be able to create it, customize it, put your 800 number in there, and put the exposure out there. And what I'm teaching my coaching clients to do is to use those ads with the 800 numbers and the links to put them on Facebook, put them on Twitter, get that exposure out there, run the ads of what Joel's doing. I mean, those things it costs a lot of money. I mean, think about the creativity. If you go on Fiverr or you go on Tenor or you go on $20 banners or whatever and you try to create that, these people don't get it. They don't think like we do. Joel and his team, they think like us. They get it. So they're creating this for us. I mean, it's worth the month just to have these HTML ads that created for you. Just to have that alone is insane. When I look at it, I'm just taken back at the value that I'm looking at right now in front of me, and being able to rotate those things and move them around. And another big thing that I'm teaching my folks is running Facebook ads in the thread right now, and these are so beautiful to use over on that side. And when you've got a 1-800 number, your response is going to be way higher. But one of the things that one of the reasons that Joel and I really hit it off is because I said, when people get AdPlotter and they really wrap their head around that, the next thing they need to do is have a website and have squeeze pages, capture pages that back them up so they can build a list and capture these people. Because if they're going to that page, you need to own that lead. You need to grab that lead and don't ever let it go, because they clicked on this. There's something here that appealed to me. So let's nurture and squeeze that thing. So that's kind of why Joel and I are working together, doing a joint venture here together, because he sees what I've been doing on my side of it with email marketing and teaching people how to list build, and he has the most incredible turbo supercharged funnel to drive people to a list I've ever seen in my life. So it's incredibly exciting, and I'm just on fire about it. And I just want to tell everybody I know, I want to teach all my coaching clients. I'm creating new programs and dovetailing them all together with what Joel's doing here, because guys, this is cutting edge. I mean, this is cutting edge. And you're talking about a guy that goes all the way back to running ads in the USA Today and calling, running 1-800 numbers and spending money on that and buying card deck mailers and buying every kind of advertising that you could imagine, and putting, signs on the side of my car and, drop cards at football games. I mean, I've done it all, and that's what drove me to take advantage of where we are today. We're in a different world, and if you think you're going to make big money and get those $100,000 a month checks in MLM, staying totally old school, good luck. I don't think you're going to be able to do it. It's a social media driven business right now, and you've got to be able to plug that in. And I know what he threw at you tonight is overwhelming as heck if you're not used to it. But take a deep breath, and their tutorials are there, and it's not as complicated or as hard as you think it is. It's just like I tell my clients when I take them on and we build a website and we build them a membership site and we create products that they can offer related to how to build a business and let them tie that back into their network marketing company. It looks overwhelming at first, but when you start breaking it down piece by piece, it's not that complicated. What a great entry-level place to start here with AdPlotter and this amazing concept that you got in front of you here. And when you get ready to go to the next level, once you get the traction, I would encourage you to look at how we can help you, and I can help you develop your own website with your brand related to your company, and start building a list of people that you develop and nurture and bring them along, and you can help them to be involved in your business. So Joel, I'm glad that I'm honored to be here, and I'm glad to be your partner in this venture, and I'm just excited, and I can't wait to every day. I learn so much more. I learned so much on this tonight. I mean, I'm just excited and ready to see it go to the next level. I can't imagine where we'll be a year from now with this whole thing, Joel.
Well, I appreciate Dr. Benny, and with the things that you brought to the table and that we don't have as part of our system. As I said, we're not innovators, we're aggregators, and you've got a piece of the puzzle that is going to not only help the people in the industry, but it's going to help us grow our system into into the industry. I mean, we use the tools that we have, guys, to sell our product. I mean, if we didn't believe in what we have, we wouldn't have our, we put our own, we promote our own product here. This is AdPlotter. This is how we sell AdPlotter to people. So as you can see, I mean, we promote our Craigslist program here using our own tool. So that's proof in the pudding. And there's another component, Keith, that, tomorrow I've got something to share with everybody. Let me open up this real quick. Tomorrow this page should go live in your back office. And as you know, tomorrow night is the first Mega Ray introduction, the introduction of Mega Ray. So this site will go live within your back office of AdPlotter. And this is where, if you want to do the Mega Ray platform and operate it yourself and learn from Jude LaCour, you're going to have the opportunity to do that, and you'll do it all from your back office of AdPlotter. But video, as we all know, after hearing it straight from Jude LaCour and seeing what he has done and accomplishing to get top-level placement on Google, is very important. There's a company that we're dealing with several companies, and so we meet people in these companies that are providing these companies with great services. Jamie, are you there?
I'm still here, yes.
Jamie Delaney is the owner of Prevail Studios there in Louisiana, and they do unique videos. Jamie, tell everybody what you all do, what your specialty is.
Okay, well, first of all, guys, I want you all to know that I am a paralegal by trade, so I do a lot of research. That's one of the things that I do, but I'm also a networker. And so what I would always do is, be a paralegal during the day and then come home and do networking at night. And I found that, when I started way back when, that I wanted to learn how to market online because my time was very limited. And so I learned everything that I could all along the way. I made every mistake that could ever be made. And then finally I hit the sweet spot with video. In fact, I won every contest in my company's that my company put on. I had over 630 customers. That's unheard of in the industry. My phone rang off the hook constantly. 150 distributors, and they were all from me making these videos in my car on my lunch break. And I agree with every single thing that has been said here tonight. There's no getting around the duplicatable system. It must be followed. But you also have to find a way to stand out from the crowd. And at the Prevail Studio, that's what I help people do. I dress them up for success and help them have their own unique creative content. The one thing I lacked at the company that where I won everything and had such great success was that it wasn't duplicatable. It was just for me. I could win, but my team couldn't win. So it took me some time to figure out how to duplicate what I was doing, and I have discovered how to do that. And so what I do is I make personalized videos for independent distributors, and I'm mainly focused on the company that I'm in right now, but I just also did take on Rodan and Fields, and I would like to work with you guys at O2 as well. I took a look at your link today. I make videos that are about 2 minutes long, and they're flashy, and all they are meant to do is to warm up your market, to intrigue them to the point that it might pique their interest to do something like click a button or call your 800 number. And like with anything in technology, video has changed, Facebook has changed, everything has changed, and the type of content that people look at now, they don't want to look at somebody speaking, for 10 minutes. They want to see something for just a minute. And so that's what I do at the Prevail Studio, and I don't know if we can show any of anything that I've done. I don't know if we have time for that, but basically what I would do for you guys is I would make maybe 4 videos, and each person would buy their own video, and what I do is I personalize it for you with your picture, your phone number, your web address if you want that on it. Now this is a video for a coffee company that I'm with. It might be a little delayed since we're doing that, but if you go to theprevailstudio.com, you can see them without the delay. They're a lot sharper than, on a webinar here. But the idea is that it just gives people something that they can email. It would be perfect for AdPlotter, and I have lots of different types of things. I have some that are commercial type that are just like maybe 30 seconds long. And it's just a way, again, what you're just wanting to get people to do is open up the door so that you can give them a call or get on the phone with them or start a relationship with them. So it's just another way of doing that. We offer a lot of things at the Prevail Studio. We do websites, logos, the whole branding thing. And I believe totally in that you must stand out from the crowd. If you're not someone who can bring, 200 people to the team, in a matter of a month, that's just because you haven't built those relationships or maybe been in the business long enough. So if you don't have that privilege, then you need to make up for that with marketing, because that's the way you can build your team. So if you guys have any questions or anything about that, you can go to the Prevail Studio. You can contact me on Facebook at the Prevail Studio, and I guess I probably would need to get with a leader there on your team to find out what kind of videos you guys would most like to have, and I could maybe, make 4 or 5 of them for you guys to choose from. Some being customer-based and some being business opportunity-based.
And Jamie, I think you said you could put the 800 number in the video.
Oh, absolutely, yes. And the videos are also clickable if you use the link. The last frame will have a button that says Learn More or Shop Now or, whatever, and it can click through, to wherever you want it to land, a web page, a landing page, so they do have a call to action on them.
On the videos, Jamie, when you provide them to the client, do you provide them with the raw video also?
I do. It just depends on how many downloads I start doing. I may find a way for people to convert the link, on a converter.
Okay.
But right now I am providing, at this early stage, I am providing the link, the live link for use in email and social media, and then also a download that you can either upload straight to your AdPlotter or straight to Facebook, which is really a cool way to use video too, because when people hover over it, scrolling, it'll start playing.
Oh, okay.
And all of the videos that I do, they tell the story whether the sound is on or not. For this coffee thing, the coffee one, I know you guys are not interested in coffee, but people will get the idea that this is a diet coffee, and look, people are losing weight, and oh, look, there's a phone number, whatever. So it's just another layer, of tools that you can have that will be multi-purpose, because you can use them with AdPlotter, or you can also use them independently. And I just find that, if you have unique content, you guys would be the only people, the ones through AdPlotter that would have these unique videos, because, you have to get them from me, and they wouldn't know how to get them. So also when I do 50 of a video, I retire it and I make new ones, because I make new ones every day. I made new ones yesterday. I make them all the time. So, this is just another thing, and if you're interested in that, you can certainly contact Joelle or me, and I'd be happy to create something cool for you that people would watch and click on.
We'll be adding Prevail Studios in the back end of AdPlotter real soon because, as you know, we have video marketing section that'll be going live shortly. And Jamie, what's really cool about what you do, everybody knows that in the My Ad section here, where you're creating your ads, there's Dr. Benny again, but it's keeping a library of all the ads that you've created. Well, we're going to create the video side of it where when you click on the video side, you'll see nothing but videos in here that you save that are your videos. And you can launch them to different places all from one place. Because I always find when people have different videos from the company they're promoting, it's like, oh, where's that link at? Where's that link? Well, we put it all in their email marketing wallet right here. And so they can just pull it out and they can send it to Facebook or anywhere else. So this will be a great place to store those videos that Jamie creates for you. And we'll get together with Keith and with Anita and with Dr. Brad, Jamie, and see what kind of videos we can put together that would be unique to O2 worldwide.
That sounds great, and I just want to remind people that you can check me out on Facebook. Go ahead and like me and come on in. I'm around all the time, and I'm somebody that you can talk to. I know a lot about social media and different things like that. I answer my phone. I'm always available to help anybody out. I believe that if you help people, and I mean help people that cannot help you back, right? If you can help people to succeed, that good things come your way. So I'd love to hook up with some of you guys and help you stand out. Thanks, Joelle.
Fantastic.
Before we let folks go, and this question has come up quite a few times, and really over the weekend, folks are asking me now when they're realizing, or they're starting to realize, that you're really sowing seeds with AdPlotter in the beginning. You've got to get enough ads out there and got to get them spinning, got to get Facebook posts, and for folks that don't even that are not even a part of Facebook's groups, we've got to teach them, how to actually go out and search and then join Facebook groups. So here's the question. Let's say folks have a few dollars in their budget and they want to jumpstart their business. And I know now personally, because it happened to me today, that can be done through the a la carte services. If we were to come to you, Joelle, and say, okay, Joelle, we want to pool our resources together as a team, and we want to do some a la cartes. Can you walk through that for us and let us know exactly what we would need to do?
Sure. The a la carte service, like what we did today in the text blast that I did, I basically reached out and I sent a text to about 700 people on a certain types of lists that we get. And they're people who are looking at business opportunities. They filled out these forms online, and so they're on these lists where they're looking. So the result that you got today was the result of sending that out to a small number of people. That kind of campaign would generally run. That would be our low level boost campaign. And that starts at $100. And under normal circumstances, you would choose the area code that you want. I went ahead and just scrambled them up. I think I hit from Florida to California for you, just to kind of give you a taste of it. And guys, there's ways to get these boosts for free. The name of the game is to build your team and to get your people duplicating and marketing. The more marketing that's going on in your organization, effective marketing, the more videos that are being spun out there in your organization, the wider the net that you're casting and the bigger the funnel that's coming to you. So I would get these boost campaigns by referring people. If you refer 4 people to AdPlotter, your $49.95 is clear. You don't pay that anymore as long as those 4 are active. And I'm doing this for this team. Everybody who's on this line is a founder. I'm also giving you a $100 boost campaign. So if you've referred 4 people already to AdPlotter, not only is your AdPlotter free, but you've got a boost campaign. Okay, so yes, you could pay, but I would much rather give these away through referrals, Keith, because that to me is that's the best way to build your business, is by referring and building your business free. So we have the options here, and yes, we could do a pool, Keith. We could put together a campaign where, we can hit a big area, if you want to hit, you want to target. Where's the next convention taking place for those two?
I don't think it's scheduled yet. Let me ask you a quick question, if you don't mind. Let's say if we chose the $500 boost, and I'm just saying for right now, while folks are getting, their feet wet, but they want to start seeing results, and they know that the manual stuff is going to take time, and that's the key. People want to start seeing results. So let's say we've got 10 members in our group, who have an extra $50 in their budget. That would be a $500 boost. Could you do that for us, and what would it entail on our end?
Absolutely, we could. First of all, I would work this into it'd be two parts. I would run a nationwide Backpage campaign where we could rotate just that many people in the campaign above and beyond the spinners.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then I would make part of it a direct response campaign where I would do a variety of text blasting as well as ringless voicemail that I shared with you today, where we would make a message that's specific to O2 Worldwide, something that captures them. And, our goal would be to generate 40 to 50 unique calls. Of course, we'd work to exceed that. We always do. So, yeah, that's certainly a way to do that. I think the best way to do that is to figure out on these initial boosts that I'm running for you, okay? And I'm doing these at no charge for you, Keith, because you're the leader, and I want to work with you and come up with the best ad, the best approach, okay? So that we know we get a good result. But these are the options you have. Anybody here can reach out and get these boosts anytime. In your back office of AdPlotter, you just go, you log in and you click on this boost campaign up here, and you can certainly do a boost anytime. But again, with Backpage, if you were to post 2 or 3 ads a day on Backpage in some major markets, you're going to get results, and you're not paying anything. So
no question about it. I mean, I know I've advertised on Backpage for years, but let me tell you what happened to me today, and the reason why I'm asking. I already believed in what you guys are doing just from the demos and what Dr. Brad shared and Anita shared after meeting you and Jude. I already knew, what this would do, but knowing and experiencing it are two entirely different things. And I'm telling you today, it's hard to describe until it happens to you. When your phone starts blowing up like that and you realize that, I didn't even, until you explained it just now, I had no idea where you even got the phone numbers from, but it makes sense now because these people were interested in the business, the ones that were calling and leaving me voicemails or texting me back. But to experience that, on my phone, and I've never had that happen before, I just know that for our members that are hungry right now, and that who don't mind spending an extra $50, until they get, their feet planted here, they just want to start seeing results. There's nothing like it when it happens to you. You know it. It's already happened to you. Dr. Benny knows it. Jamie knows it. But nobody on our team knows it other than me and Brad.
Well, you all are certainly, anytime you want to do a boost, you can go in there, and we run it on the day you want to run it, because these boosts are what we call fast fire leads. When I run a campaign, I can tell you within 15 minutes your phone's going to start ringing, or you're going to start getting texts. And so we schedule these. When you run an ad, you don't know when somebody's going to call. But when we run these campaigns, let's say you're off on Thursdays. Well, that's the best day to run it. And I would run it, say, around, usually around 10 a.m. or around 5 o'clock, rush hour time. And you'll know within 15 minutes what's going to happen. And before we even run the campaign, number one, we ask you what part of the country you'd like to target. That's all part of it. And then number two, we give you some instruction before, even though it's all here on AdPlotter, we like to kind of, before we get you on the coaster, we tell you, okay, now you're going to have to hold on here, and this is what's going to happen. And we just like to kind of walk people through again so you get the best bang for your buck, as they say. But it's certainly there for you. I'm a big believer. I love when people come to me and say, hey, I generated a lead from the restroom stall. It's like, that's the best, it's the best thing. But guys, you can certainly get a boost. If you want the boost, they're there for you, and we'd be glad to run them for you. They do work. It's a variety. Sometimes it's like when I used to collect baseball cards. You get a wax pack, you open it up, and there's 5 rookie cards in there. You say, wow, that was worth the the $50 I spent on that big box of cards. And then the next big box of cards you get, you don't. There's nothing in there, but bubble gum. And so there's no guarantee of who somebody's going to sign up, because I want to set real proper expectations here. But I could tell you that we are going to generate. It's usually much more than this. We want to be very conservative, but usually somewhere around 30 to 40 calls at 100, and it's all included. All you got to do is sit back and wait for the calls.
Mm-hmm. So if as we just coordinate on our end, and then we come to you and say, this is what we got and this is what we want, and then we set up a date and let our folks know we're ready to go. Bottom line.
That's it. That's absolutely it. And there's some things that we can do there, Keith, to kind of streamline it and kind of divvy out the calls that come in so everybody gets a little bit of love. Great. Well, guys, this is another long one, and we're gonna keep putting information out there. We're in the infancy of this system. We've been testing it for over a year, and I would like to thank Keith and Anita and Dr. Brad for working with us in this progress, and Dr. Benny, of course, Jamie for being on here, Ephraim, of course, my partner Brad Harris, who's out there. He's done a lot of the technical stuff behind the scenes, and he's not one of those on-stage people. He likes to be kind of behind the scenes, but there's a lot of people, guys, it takes to put this together. We're going to make this thing even better. There's things coming down the pike, and then having just an incredible partnership with Mega Ray. These guys are, it just gets better and better. Tomorrow this will go live, and actually you're going to see your fearless leader on here, Keith. We love one of the quotes that he put on there. So he'll be on this page when this goes live, and when it does, you go and you register for Mega Ray. We're making it to where you can log into your Mega Ray video promotion platform straight from AdPlotter. So having video content is going to be incredible. And that's why I brought Jamie Delaney on this line. That is so relevant to what we are about to do, guys. You could be wearing a $5,000 suit, but if you got $40 shoes on, people are going to know you got $40 shoes on. It doesn't do any good to get top placement on Google if you got something up there that's just like everybody else's thing. So what I love about what
you're reading my mind. That's the first thing I was thinking about when Jamie was talking to us, our ability to separate ourselves from everybody else in 02 100%. So we're on the same page.
I am going to be asking Jamie to make me videos for AdPlotter because we're just too busy here. We're working a lot of stuff, and I just love handing that kind of work to somebody that's good at it. And then Dr. Benny, Dr. Benny specializes in unique squeeze pages, and I've seen the work that he does, and I'm very excited about it because when you combine all of that, and you guys, there's people out there that sell tools and stuff for outrageous prices, and these guys, what I love about them is they all put these things together in a way to where people can afford them, and that's very important. I know that you got to stretch in this business, but there's some of you all out there that are struggling, that you want to make this work, but you're struggling. Well, we're going to try to make it to where people can do it, and you can pull your resources together, and we can make it happen together. So we're always going to be there. You guys are going to be the first to know about it because you're part of this at the beginning. And Keith, I can't thank you enough, man. I love the interaction with you every day and all the hard work you're putting into for your team.
We thank you guys for what you're doing to help us. It's been a long time coming, but those of us, who are really watching this, we know what we're sitting on right now. As I told you today, it's been a long, hard journey trying to find a partner that gets it the same way we do, where we don't have to go out here and try to figure this out. More importantly, not for ourselves, but for our team, something that people are going to be able to duplicate, and that's the key.
Well, I want to thank you, Ruthie Desario. She said, thank you for making this exciting program available to us. We love that. We appreciate that. It makes us get excited every day and hop out of bed. and come and we don't call it work. And then, Paul DeMarco, thank you very much. He said he can't sleep tonight. Well, hey, sleep is for the dead. I mean, we got a life to live. We got, if you're breathing, you should be doing what you love, and I appreciate that. Thanks to everybody on here. We truly are excited about what we're going to be building onto this technology. And guys, my apologies if I went too fast. You can always pause the video, and we may even make one in slow motion. How's that, Keith? That's the only way I'll slow down, right, Dr. Benny? Keith, thank you so much. If there are any other questions, Keith, you can send them to me, and we'll get those answered for you.
We appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you all very much.